Thank you. Okay, we got a couple people filtering in. Woo, thank God I'm home this week.
I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm
Okay.
waiting on you, Miss Ma'am.
Are you ready?
People join.
Yeah. I see Braves Nation in the house. I see a couple purple and gold hearts. Coach,
No, we
you
just
tell
went
your
out of
teammates,
practice. They got
you tell
class at
your players
6.
to come through.
You're putting the student and student athlete.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, everyone, welcome to this week's edition of HBCU Period. And we have our guest this week, SWAC, the reigning SWAC Coach of the Year, reigning SWAC regular season champs, Coach Landon Bussie, head coach, Alcorn Braves. So I see the purple and gold hearts going crazy
Excited
right
to
now.
be here.
So,
Thank y'all
Coach,
for
we're
having me on
excited to
this
have
show.
you here.
I really appreciate the opportunity.
Anytime. We're going to have some fun with you today, Coach. You know, we always like to have fun. So we want to start it off in honor of the CIAA tournament next week. I know you have history with the CIAA, played 2 years at Livingstone.
Yeah.
Why don't you kind of take our guests, take them back a couple years, maybe a decade, take them back to your playing days for
Yeah, out of
Livingstone
high school, I
and
went
kind
to
of how it was
Livingstone
playing in the
College.
CIAA
The
tournament.
current head coach was still there, James Stinson. Had the opportunity to play 2 years at Livingstone, CIAA. Enjoyed it, just the HBCU lifestyle. Of course, back when the CIAA, when I was playing, it was in Charlotte. I think they moved it to Baltimore now. After that, transferred, went to Xavier, played 2 years there, coached there. Now I'm here at Alcorn.
Okay. Any fond memories playing in that CIAA tournament that you kind of want to get,
Yeah,
a couple of
I
our
remember,
viewers excited about?
yeah,
You remember
I
those
hope
days,
it was
he
huh?
does.
Virginia State. Of course, everybody remember Virginia State with the Woo-Woos. I remember the John C. Smith games. Those like some Rutger Park games where it was packed, people on the side and things like that. Really tough environment. Elizabeth City. I think the best game I remember me playing in when we played against Fayetteville State at Fayetteville State. That came down to last possession game. I came up with a big time charge. So just remember certain spots as far as where I was when I played at Livingstone. It was just unbelievable playing the CIAA. Really enjoyed it. One of the best Division II conferences in the country.
So you have a ton of coaching experience, starting with your alma mater, 4 seasons, women's basketball at Prairie View, then 6 seasons as the men's assistant at Prairie View, where you won back-to-back titles. So what are some things that you learned as you climbed the ladder to be in the position that you're in now?
I think each coach that I coached under as an assistant coach took, multiple different things that they used to help me become the coach I am now. I think I just picked different things out of each coach and try to build this program up, what I believe is best. But the biggest thing I used was just the discipline and trying to get everybody on the same page. So just holding guys accountable, but still trying to find ways to win the basketball game. And definitely just locking in on the defensive end. I believe you could be disciplined off the court, you could be disciplined on the court.
When you were talking about the CIAA, your face was lighting up. You're one of the most passionate coaches I've ever seen. You're literally on the floor, waving your hands, doing lateral movements, when the time, jumping. I mean,
dancing, jumping.
Oh,
Coach, I think you get
after
more of a
games, I'll
workout
be
than your
sore.
players
I'll
do
be
on the
tired. My
sideline.
feet hurt, legs hurt, body just be sore. Just wanna let my players know that I'm right there with y'all. I'm in this fight with y'all. I'm in a war with y'all. I'm in this battle with y'all. If we up 30 or down 30, I'm be coaching as hard as possible to try to put us in the best situation to be successful.
You had a couple of good games. You were actually down more than 30, I believe, in one of the games that you had before you started into conference play. And, you just like you said, you always assure your guys that you're right there with them. How important is it to kind of level with them?
Yeah, I mean, we was down to Grand Canyon by about 30, and then we end up tying the game up with 7 minutes to go. And I think just the intensity that I bring every day in practice, the passion, these guys know, off the court, I'm willing to do anything for them. And I think that carries over on the court. So the biggest thing is just trying to just get these guys to have the same intensity and passion that I have. Because it starts with me. It starts with me, then it go down to my assistant coaches. After my assistant coaches go to my players. I want my managers like that. I want the training staff like that. I want everybody to have a sense of urgency and bring intensity and energy.
You're one of the younger coaches. So do you think you have a different bond with your players than maybe like a coach who's in their 40s or 50s might
have? Yeah, because I'm able to relate to them a little
60s,
bit. I'm able to talk to them and try to connect with them. Try to definitely be understanding more so than anything. Just listen to what they're saying. Able to, look past certain things, but also still hold them accountable in certain ways. But definitely just try to connect with them on a level to try to reach them mentally and emotionally.
Okay. Coach, one of the top teams in the conference this season, but many people, I don't know if it gets overlooked, the fact that you pretty much took over this team during COVID. You took over the program, had to build the program up at a very troubling time for college athletics. Rough season to start it off, but your team's been, building momentum. 14-4 last year in conference, 10-2, 11-2 right now. Can you talk a little bit about building that program?
Yeah, so coming in, of course, I came in the year of
COVID
when it got shut down, when the NCAA tournament got shut down. I think I got hired here in April, if I'm not mistaken, April. And I didn't have the opportunity to really get out and recruit. Didn't have the opportunity to see type of talent and type of student athletes I want to bring in. So kind of recruited guys is based off of phone conversations, recruited guys based off of watching film and things like that. So that year, I think that we competed. I don't think that we were out at our best, but I think we did a good job of competing. And next year, that's when we were able to get out, and I was able to see guys and bring my type of guys in, guys who fit my brand of basketball, guys who I feel as fit my program, and they can help us win at this level. And so just wanted to change up the recruiting. First thing I wanted to do was find tougher guys. When I was an assistant at Prairie View, I recruited a lot of them guys. We had the opportunity to win 2 championships in a row. And they all were tough guys. Tough, and I mean more so mentally tough. You could get on them hard. They'll respond. They're not going to drop their shoulders, bad body language, and so. They're able to play through, adverse times. They're going through something in their life. They find a way to get back on the court and lock back in. So I wanted to recruit tough, mentally guys who can fight through adversity, challenges, and obstacles, and still find a way to be successful on the court. So that was the first thing I wanted to clean up when I got here.
And during those phone conversations, how do you kind of assess that? How do you kind of determine, okay, this guy is mentally tough. I
just do my research. Call previous coaches, see how they were there. Talk to AAU coaches, talk to the parents, talk to coaches that they played against. I go sit down and watch them and see how they respond to their teammates in the game. See how they respond to their coaches. When the coach is getting on them, what's their body language like? Is the eye contact there? Are they dropping their shoulders? Are they soaking? So I think there's a lot of different ways you can figure it out. But the biggest thing is going to go evaluate and sit down and really watching them and see how they respond to their coaches, how they respond to their teammates, how do they respond to the referees, the opponent, to their family after the game, and so on.
Currently, number 1 in the conference, you've got at least 2 players in each statistical category, conference-wide. Lots of team chemistry. How have you been able to just cultivate an environment that produces, the success that you have in such a short amount of time?
Um, I think just the chemistry we had. I mean, we brought eight or nine guys back. Didn't really have anybody. Had one guy in the portal. So I think the guys coming back, the chemistry, the connection was there. Guys already knew my expectation. They already knew my demands, and they already knew what was expected going into the SWAC. So right now we got 5 games left into the SWAC tournament. Just trying to find a way to stay locked in and focus for Saturday. Saturday's a big game for us, going down to play Jackson State, a team who beat us already. I think we 9-2 or 10-2 right now. And one of those losses came from Jackson State. So hopefully my returners and my seniors find a way to go on the road with your back up against the wall and have success. I think that'll be huge for us moving forward.
I was just going to ask you about that, going on the road to Jackson State. I don't know if you're aware that you have a chance to see that Mo Williams
Absolutely. I
video,
saw I had a few people
that
send it
call
to
to
me.
action to get the Tigers in the building.
It don't move me. It's nothing to me. I think that, he's just, me personally, I think he's just trying to find a way to motivate, get the fans to come out to the game. I think that, in the SWAC right now, of course, you get high volume of attendance for football. And right now, coaches in every conference, every school is trying to find ways for the fans to do the same thing to come out for the basketball game, especially the home game. So I think he's just trying to promote the game.
Okay. Can you speak a little bit? You've been in the SWAC for a while, been at Alcorn for a couple of years. Can you talk about that Alcorn Jackson State rivalry?
Yeah,
and kind of the emotions
it's
and the
very
intensity of
intense.
that game?
Never been to Jackson State yet. Playing a game when kids are back in school. Because my first year I got here, we played Jackson State. We were supposed to play them in February, but I think my team caught COVID. And then last year we played Jackson State at Jackson State. It was like January the 2nd. So nobody really came. So this is the first year I'm going to go to Jackson State, where I think it's going to be a sellout crowd. Students are back in school. Of course, hopefully, COVID don't impact it at all. But this is the first time. But of course, the rivalry. Of course, what's at stake. Of course, how intense it is. The biggest thing is you want to keep your players emotionally locked in. Don't want them to get too high. Don't want them to get too low. Don't want them to, fall in love with talking back and forth with the other team and fans on social media. We got to play the game. We got to get to the game, and we got to throw the ball up. And we'll see what happens after that. But the biggest thing is the intensity, the fans, the emotions that's all built up into this game. And Saturday at 3:00, we got to find a way to manage our emotions.
Everybody's going to want to take a crack at, you and your team, because you guys are ranking so high. You guys also made it to the finals last year. What's your mentality just like going through the rest of the season? Pre-game speeches, what are you telling these guys?
Preparation, focus, and playing to a level of dominant. I don't think lately we haven't been playing good basketball. We're on a 5-game winning streak, but we're not playing championship basketball at all. I'm not too happy with my team right now, how we're winning the games. No matter who we're playing, if we're playing a team in the top of the standings or a team in the bottom of the standings, we're going to play to our competition, and that's not acceptable. So just trying to get these guys to lock in and understand how important it is to practice, how important it is to watch film, the preparation of pregame, the preparation of shoot-around, and then just the first 5 minutes of the game. So just trying to get these guys to focus on a level of being dominant. Because right now, like I said, we beat Bethune-Cookman at the buzzer. We beat FAMU. FAMU had a chance to tie the game up. FAMU was up the whole game. And we took the lead with like a minute to go. But we just not playing great basketball right now. We're playing mediocre basketball, and eventually it's going to come back to haunt us. And so we got to find a way to lock in Saturday and get back to Alcorn branded basketball.
Happy you mentioned Alcorn branded basketball. You guys were in a similar position last season. Regular season champs, finished the conference on a high note, but when the tournament came, didn't exactly get the get the job done there. Are you kind of reminding them, maybe some of the goals you set forth this season? Like, hey, remember we were here last year and we kind of floundered. Have you
No, not really.
have you been
Because right
comparing the
now
two seasons to
we're
kind of
ahead of a
motivate them?
game or two. Yeah, we had about 2 games. I think last year this time we was 10-2. I think last year this time we was 8-4, and we found a way to win the last 5 or 6 games or something like that. Right now we're 10-2, so we're 2 games ahead. However, the conference is a lot better now. You got Grambling right on your back. You got Southern right on their back. So it's no room for error. It's no room for error. You have to lock in and really focus. It's not no margin for error. Every possession, every inch, every minute matters. So trying to just continue to instill in the guys what's at stake, because one bad game could put you in a bad situation.
You're really good at recruiting players, but you've also added, some great coaches to your staff. And, you've been kind of having your back against the wall, or winning by the skin of your teeth, rather, and having to, just draw up different kinds of plays like the one at Bethune-Cookman. How have, collectively you guys, just elevated the team?
I think I got a great coaching staff who, one of the hardest working coaching staff in the conference. They do a great job of just keeping the guys locked in. On the bench, before practice, if it's weights, if it's academics, just keeping these guys focused. And of course, I have a veteran coach on my staff, Cy Alexander, who coached in the MEAC for years. One of the most winningest coaches in the MEAC. Of course, he's able to help me with a lot of in-game stuff. As far as game management, if it's substitution, if it's matchups, or if it's plays that we probably might can score off of. So have a balance. I got 2 young guys, an older guy that can help me out. So just having that balance is really helping us out right
now. Coach, growing up, you had a sister, went to West Virginia, ended up playing in the
You
WNBA.
said
Can you
growing
kind
up,
of talk
I
about
had a
that
sister.
brother-sister basketball bond?
Yeah, no.
She's still
Yeah.
there,
So
I'm
she,
sorry,
she was one of the
but
best
you have a
players coming out
sister.
of Baltimore. Ended up going to West Virginia. Got drafted in the 2014 NBA draft to the Minnesota Lynx. So I think that, by her having 2 older brothers made her a physical and a dominant basketball player. Just having 2 older brothers, wrestling, fighting, one-on-one basketball games with my brother and I, and just, us beating her up and being physical with her, to where as though once she got in college, it was like we didn't even want to play with her. We didn't want to wrestle her. She was just too physical. So I think that really helped her in her career, just her having 2 older brothers and her following behind us.
I think she got the best of you a few times.
Say it again?
I said, I think she got the best
And
of you quite a few times.
Oh, no, never. Never. Right.
None he will ever admit on IG Live. So, Coach, having a sister, kind of inspiring her basketball journey. Once you got to PV, you started off on the women's side as a coach for women's. Can you talk a little bit about your appreciation for women's basketball and how having a sister like Asia and her
Oh, yeah,
success
definitely.
kind of,
Just coaching women's
gave you that
basketball,
appreciation?
that was a huge year for me, just to learn how to approach women's basketball a little different. Of course, you got to take a different approach when you're dealing with a women basketball player. And, to this day now, a lot of them young ladies I still have close relationship with, that's well off in their field, and I support them if they're, some of them have clothing brands, some of them are police officers, some of them have just, already, architects and things like that. So it was an amazing experience. I saw my sister in some of them, just how they approach the game, just how they were off the court. So it really impacted me as far as where I am now, just trying to find ways to mentally and emotionally challenge these athletes, to get them to lock in. Even if it's academics, or if it's in the weight room, or whatever the case may be, just find a ways to talk to them to get them to lock back in.
Okay, shoot. I still want to see. I want to see a matchup between you and your sister in person. So maybe y'all should make that happen.
No.
What if we did like a mixed basketball, like do Coach Bessie and his sister? What's another brother sister duo? What about the
Candace Park and
Parkers?
who?
Candace and Anthony. Y'all think y'all can beat them?
Uh, Not my sister. She kind of washed up now.
Anthony Parker, her brother. He played for the Cavs a while back.
She ain't played no basketball.
Oh my God. We gotta tell her you were throwing shade.
She gonna get you for that.
Yes, she kind of washed
Get
up.
you. I'm surprised she ain't in the comments right now.
Oh man. All right. So, moving forward, like we discussed previously, we're headed into the conference tournament soon. And like Mia said, came up a little bit short last time. But I want to know, maybe from a coach's standpoint, did you hit any goals that you had? I mean, like, oh my God, don't laugh. I mean, like, coaching goals. Did you hit any coaching goals last season that you wanted to hit?
Oh, definitely. Of course, wanted to, fulfill our dream as far as getting to the NCAA tournament. Unfortunately, wasn't able to do it. We fell short. Hopefully that has motivated these guys now to approach every game like it should last. Of course, I think we were down 3 or 4 points at halftime in Texas Southern, and we came out the second half, played the worst basketball we've played all year. So now just, trying to get back to the number 1 seed. And hopefully if we can maintain winning this regular season championship, hopefully we can maintain some momentum going into the SWAC tournament and find a way to close it out this year.
Yeah. You were a member of a SWAC championship team that made it to the tournament at Prairie View. How are you kind of taking that experience and telling
It starts
your guys,
now.
hey, this is what it
It's not
takes
going
to
to
get there.
start
This is what it
March
takes
the
to
8th
win.
when the SWAC tournament starts now. The momentum. You need some momentum. You need some steam going in. You got to have some type of chemistry and connections going in. So the biggest thing is just trying to get these guys to lock in right now and focus on practice, focusing on being dominant. And you don't want to look too far ahead. You got to take care of Jackson State Saturday. So just try to take it game by game, not trying to look too far ahead, but also trying to have some momentum going into the SWAC tournament.
Years ago, you started your coaching journey, and now you've amassed all the success, and you're not done yet. You're really just starting. What would you go back and tell young Landon, who was just starting his coaching journey at Xavier?
You're gonna come across some tough losses that really can tear you down. You're gonna come across some tough losses, but the biggest thing is they make you stronger. Some of the losses that you come up against can really mentally bring you down, but it's only gonna make you stronger in your coaching career.
I might put that in my bag.
It is. I'm going to be out. And I think that kind of ties into that mental toughness that you said you want your players to have. You as a coach can kind of look back and say, okay, that loss was mentally draining for me, and you weren't the one playing. So I feel like that helps you kind of relate to the players a little bit more, saying, oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, that loss was bad on my end.
Most
I
definitely.
must know how
Just
y'all
trying
feel.
to get over a loss sometimes can be tough, but you got to have short-term memory. You got to forget about it. Got to move on. Got to start to prepare for the next game. Even if it's that, if it's a loss that ends your season, you got to, eventually get over it, get back to recruiting, get back to the drawing board. So just having that short-term memory, no matter what it is just trying to find a way to get back to the drawing board.
You said Coach Bussie don't be playing. He do.
Yeah. Does that help, especially with the quick turnaround? Does that help with the quick turnaround? You guys play Saturday, you play
Now, if you
Monday.
lose that
Like,
Monday
there's
game,
very
that's gonna hurt.
little time to soak.
That's gonna hurt for about 5-6 days. So, so that's why it's so important for we play Jackson on Saturday. We don't got another game next Saturday, so we're gonna have a lot of time to either be down, or we're gonna have a lot of time to enjoy Monday off and watch other teams battle. So we'll see.
Girl, you said Coach Bussie don't be playing. Yes, he do. He be all on the sideline, on the court, going up and down. He be yelling so loud you can hear him through the announcing microphones. He's very much on
Coach,
the court.
I know. I just seen BBA
What
pop up in the
does
chat a
BBA
couple
mean?
times. Anybody care to explain?
Well, I don't know.
I have
Bessie
no idea.
bag.
I was asking you.
Oh, I didn't.
I'm
You know,
closer.
I saw. I didn't. I
I
didn't
was gonna
know.
say I do know.
Uh,
I saw it a couple times. I'm like, what's going on?
They
It's
done
an
photoshopped the
acronym.
man's face on a Bussie album cover, and every time they have a big win, I see it on Twitter, Instagram.
Okay, Coach, I like that. Can you talk about, Braves Nation and the kind of support? Obviously, you got to be the nickname BBA. Clearly, they not giving nicknames out for fun. They
Yeah,
clearly like you and respect
I
you for
think
you
they,
to have a
like I said,
nickname
they
like
have been
that.
showing a lot of love and a lot of support to my athletes and I. I think that the environment been a lot better since last year. These games been kind of packed. Haven't had a sellout yet, but they've been packed. I think we're right there to get a sellout, and I mean the sellout. I mean no seat, you can't see nothing. But the games have been packed. So I take my hats off to the alumni and the student body who have been coming out, showing support, and right there to cheer us on. So the love and support right now is unbelievable.
All right. Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you all the best of luck throughout the rest of the season. We'll see you in Birmingham. But for everybody watching, we will see you guys in Baltimore. I don't know if y'all heard this
Yes, we
man's
will.
accent, but he has that Baltimore. he got that Baltimore accent.
Marlin.
So
You from
catch me and Mia
Marlin.
at the CIAA tournament. But Coach, do you have anything else to say signing out?
No, just thank y'all for having me. I look forward to seeing y'all at the SWAC tournament.
Oh, yeah, we're
I
going to have
got
fun.
you.
I'm going to have a list of things I want you to read in your Merlin
All right, y'all.
accent.
Thank you so much for joining. Catch me and Mia on the Avenue. Peace out.
All right, everyone.
All right, thank you.